Hi, good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Awesome to have you here. I want to talk a bit, somebody's sending me a message. I want to talk a bit today about the 5D again. This is to put things a bit in place. I had a conversation yesterday and I realized that there's still a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to the 5D, and especially of how to experience that. There's a lot of information running out there nowadays, which is great. It helps people get in contact with that and start developing a relationship to what it even means, the 5D, having the awareness and the consciousness about it, which is wonderful. However, we know that a lot of information can be misleading or just cause a lot of friction in the understanding of the individual. So how do one get into the 5D? How do we enter this realm? The answer is changing perspective. And I will elaborate on what it means. But actually the offering here with changing the perspective is to understand that we are not entering the 5D. The 5D cannot be entered into. Actually, it's already here. We are already in the 5D. This is an evolutionary state of the 3D and of the 4D. All those dimensions are already existing. And they are right here and right now. It's not another realm that you need a portal to move into. Well, the portal is the physical body, actually. That's a better way to put that. The portal is the physical body, and even more precise, the portal is the heart. Which means you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to move yourself to something external in order to enter the 5D. The 5D is a natural evolutionary state of creation, which means it's already here. It has always been here, especially the potential of it has always been here from the very first moment of creation. And the more people are getting conscious towards it, or the more consciousness is developing mass consciousness, then it becomes real. Otherwise, it's hidden. It's hidden from the naked eye, but it's here. As an example, much like science has been discovering many things over the last few centuries or decades. We have discovered the radio waves, we have discovered the alpha, the gamma, and the beta rays that are the sound waves and the brain waves. We've discovered so much. Does it mean that when we discovered it, we created it? In a way. What it actually means that it's always have been here, but it was hidden from our consciousness, or our consciousness was not ready to realize that. And that is a key word, realization. And if you notice, the word realization contains the word real. So entering the 5D means realizing the 5D, realization that you are already in it, that it's here. And once you realize it, you start sensing it. You're bringing it down to earth by meaning of incorporating it. Bringing it into your body. Making the physical adjustment that you can sense the 5D. So the real question is, how do we do that? How do we realize the 5D? And as I said, the portal or the gate is the body, and especially or particularly the heart. For the heart is the conjunction of body, mind, and soul. The heart is the conjunction of information, inputs, downloads that we are bringing down from heavens to this earth, and the earthly, unconscious realization, the potent, the potential of everything, which is existing in vast darkness, that we can tap into from our intuition or by our intuition. And the heart is mingling and mixing those. And I've spoken about that in the last video. If you missed that, go to the last video, check my last video where I'm talking about, or did I do it in Hebrew? I can't remember anymore. I have another channel in Hebrew. I spoke about the heart and it being a conjunction, a place of unity. Allow me to elaborate a bit on the 5D from a more structural point of view. So, we've all known that we've been living in the 3D. What is with the 4D? Where did it go to? The 4D has been existing by the 3D along the way. The 4D is an extension of the 3D. The 4D is the feminine aspect of the 3D. The 4D is the structure that consists reality. We are realizing reality, we are experiencing it and living in it through grids of energy that are flowing in a very structural way. And that structure, when we are talking about the 4D, it is the quadrat. It is the four-cornered shape, which is also correspondent to the feminine, the motherly, Gaia. The masculine, the 3D, is the triangle. And this has been existing alongside the 4D the entire time. The story of the Bible reminds us that God took a core shape, a corner, a side, in Hebrew, tsela. He didn't take a rib from man and created Eve or the woman. He took a geometrical side. This is the same word, the same meaning of the word in Hebrew. He took a geometrical corner, side of men and created the four-pointed structure, allowing Gaia to exist, or Earth to exist. Interesting, huh? So the 3D and the 4D have been corresponded. One was in the light and the other one was in the dark. And the more we developed mass consciousness, the more consciousness developed mass, meaning the more people started to be aware of themselves and of the movement of energy and of how this creation exists, the more it became mass. Then the light and the dark started to mingle and unite. And the more understanding came with that, and the more people started to understand, at least subconsciously, then there was a realization that there is a relationship between the 3 and the 4, between living in the 3D, which was illuminated, and living in the 4D, which was in the darkness. So by that understanding, we have created, or consciousness have created, another point of view, or a different point of perspective. And that point could look or observe the interconnection and the relationship between the 3 and the 4. And by that, creating another point, an outside point to the quadrat, to the four-corner shape. So when you have another point looking on the 4D, what does that make? It makes a fifth point, which makes a 5D. And this is already going to the beginning of time, my friends. It's been created by the Creator already back then. And now we are realizing that. Now we are bringing consciousness to it. We are developing it by experiencing it, by talking about it, by sensing it, by communicating with it and between us about it. So, again, how do you enter the 5D? You realize that it's already here, and you open up the portals inside of you to start sensing it, to start integrating it into your physical body, because the physical body is the vessel of experience in reality. So it means that your body will have to go through some changes, and especially grid changes, meaning your nucleus is changing. Yeah. The way that you can transmit energy, the way that you can correspond with energy. Your nerve system is, I don't want to say changed, but is being modified. The nerves that are responsible for the hormonal state of who you are, and that are responsible of channeling the energy, and especially the connectivity between the brain and the brain cells, and the brain and how it affects the body, or how it moves the body, or rather say also the inputs that the brain is receiving. It's all electromagnetic, and this needs to be remodified as you are allowing your body to shift and to be able to experience the 5D, which is already here. So, thank you for listening. And if you have questions about it, do send them to me in the comments. Make sure you like this video, because I like it. And if you find that there's somebody that would benefit from this information, then do share it. I'd love that. This is how we intercommunicate and raise consciousness, or raise the frequency, to create a mass consciousness that allows us to open and to experience more of creation.